Hey everybody, welcome to the shop today. Well, we're waiting on some parts and some tools to finish up a couple of jobs, but while we're doing that, we've got a really disgusting bolt for a Carcano rifle that really needs to be cleaned and repolished. So, let's start disassembly. And I have not taken this bolt apart, so I have no idea how pretty it's going to be on the inside. So the first step into taking the Carcano bolt apart is you need to depress this little plunger right here, because it retains this nut on the back of the bolt. Once that nut's off, we can remove this little shroud piece right here, and you want to twist this guide pin right here to follow the track all the way down. Once it's locked in the all the way down position, push it in while turning it this way, and you'll find another track on the inside, and it'll pop right out. Now we've got our firing pin spring right here. We've got our firing pin, and she's got some oil on it from God only knows how long ago. So everything looks to be in pretty decent condition, except for the fact that it has basically sat in cosmoline so long that it's turned just a horrible brown tinge. I don't think it's any type of corrosion. There's definitely not any signs of that, but this is going to need a lot of cleaning and polishing. So I'm going to get this in my solvent tank, and let's see how it looks after it comes out of the solvent tank. Maybe we'll put some real fine Scotch-Brite or steel wool to the challenge. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, the best tool I've found for cleaning antique gun parts, especially ones that are coated in cosmoline, is a really cheap ultrasonic cleaner. Bought it off eBay, and I got a special blend of chemical in there that I believe is no longer in production. Let me show you what that is. Now, what's in there is BioT Max, and it's really clean, as it says, concentrated, environmentally safe degreaser. Now, my experience with this stuff is it strips cosmoline instantly from any part I've ever stuck in it. It quite literally dissolves cosmoline immediately. If you ever come across this stuff, I would highly suggest giving it a try, because it is the best degreaser I've ever used. Now, in the cleaner, I'll generally set the temperature control at about 100 degrees Celsius, and I'll just let the ultrasonic cleaner run for about an hour with the little parts in there, and let's see how they come out. Okay, after a good soak in the parts cleaner, this is what we got. We got a much nicer bolt, cleaned inside and out. Everything's all good there. Firing pin looks really good. Spring's nice and clean. On some of the little parts, it almost looks like at one point they were blued, and I'll bet that's the case, but all the little bits are clean. All the grime and guck is gone, and all the threads look really good. So, alright, so let's get this bolt reassembled. First off, we're going to put a little bit of special sauce on the firing pin, and basically it's just to preserve and lubricate. And I just like using some real good high temp synthetic grease for parts like this. Because let's face it, no matter how much everybody preaches, these things get used and they don't get cleaned nearly as often as they probably should. So, we're going to get the firing pin spring in there. Make sure the firing pin protrudes. We're all seated nicely. Now we're going to take this little piece, and actually we're going to put a little bit of grease on here just for a nice smooth operation. And trust me, don't use a lot, but for me, just a nice coating. Just a nice simple coating of grease on it, just to keep everything well lubricated. Now, we're going to push this, not really a caulking piece, safety piece, I think. There's a little pin right there on the piece, and that actually slides down into this groove right here, and the groove will cam up about halfway up this cam groove right here, and then it'll slip down into this track. So, just like that. And then from there, we're going to cam it up to there. Okay. Now, with this installed like that, we're going to rotate the firing pin. There is a flat machined into the firing pin right there. And you're supposed to roughly line it up with the bolt handle here. And that goes to the caulking piece. Now, the caulking piece has this cam surface right here. And there is a cam surface cut right there. So, it should fall together just like that, leaving full threads coming out of the back of the bolt. Now, just for a little bit of extra security, got some really good thread lube for old threads. So again, you don't have to, but you never know what's going to happen in the future. So, a little bit of good, super high quality thread lube, and for that I just use ARP thread lube. Really like the stuff, and I have a ton of it, and it's basically free. But you screw the nut on the end there, make sure to depress the plunger to make sure it becomes fully seated, and then make sure it's locked on the plunger. And that's it, guys. We got a really nice bolt out of this. Now, we just gotta see if it will headspace in the rifle. So, that'll be another video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.